Facebook. It's Donna Skoglund, and I want to talk to you about desire today. And something that I have battled with off and on for probably ever is sugar addiction. I love sugar. I love chocolate. Chocolate's really the main thing that I'm addicted to. And I find myself having a hard time with moderation. If chocolate is around, then I will eat way more than I want to. And I struggle with wanting to stop, and I try to basically say I'm not going to have chocolate for X days, or I'm only going to have chocolate on weekends. And I find that really, really challenging. And I was thinking about way back when, over 15 years ago, I used to smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes. And I remember wanting cigarettes. I would, after work especially, I'd want a cigarette, or during work, I'd want to have a cigarette break, or when I hung out with my friends, I'd crave it. I'd have that urge, that desire. And now, 15 years later, I never want a cigarette, ever, ever. You could put a cigarette and a whole box of cigarettes in front of me all day long, and I would never, ever want one. I never think about it. It never crosses my mind. It doesn't take up any mind space, any energy. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about the fact that I just don't want to want things that are not good for me. I don't want to want sugar. I don't want to want bad food that I feel horrible after, and my stomach hurts, and I feel bloated, and I can just feel it in my body, and I know that I'm not really feeding my body the best possible foods when I do that. And what happens is I'll see something, or I'll be in a situation, and I'll have that urge, that desire, and that craving, and I'll want to fulfill it. And so if I could actually eliminate the desire for those things, just like cigarettes, like if somebody offered me a cigarette, I would not want one. I would say no, and it would be a non-issue. And I even, there's a lot of other foods, like I don't drink Coke, so I never want a Coke. Even fruit juice, a glass of milk, I would never, if someone offered me that, I would not want it. So I have been working on this a lot, of really eliminating my desire for the things that I don't want. And I'm very excited because I'm going to share that with you in my upcoming Spring Clean Your Life Challenge. And the link is in my bio if you're on Instagram, and the link is right here if you're on Facebook. And we are going to talk about how to detox your body, so what you need to do, not only in terms of what foods you want to reduce or eliminate that are just horrible for your body. It's basically poison in your body. Your body does not know how to process it, and it screws up your hormones, it screws up your metabolism, it screws up your moods, everything. And then we're also going to talk about the whole mind piece, because it's one thing to know, like, okay, that's bad for me, I don't want to have it anymore, and I want to reduce it or eliminate it, or some people will go on a diet. Diets don't work. And the reason why they don't work is because the desire is always there. You're basically using willpower, and you're white knuckling it, and you have this urge and this craving, and you're just really trying to force yourself not to eat that thing. And you eventually cave, and you eventually give in to that impulse, and then you throw in the towel, you give up on the diet, and then you blame dieting. You think dieting is the problem. Diets are bad. Diets aren't bad. It's the fact that you haven't learned how to eliminate your desire and to know how to deal with those urges and cravings, so that it's not this battle, this internal battle that you're going through all the time. So diets work if you know how to stay on them, and the only way that you stay on them is that if they become a lifestyle. And that really requires that you completely change your thinking around your eating. And so that it's not something that you're forcing yourself into, and that feels really difficult, or feels like you're feeling deprived. I can't have this, and you really want that thing, but you know you shouldn't. And it's just this, you don't want to live like that. And how much energy and mind space does that take up? And that, for me, was the main thing. I don't want to think about sugar. I don't want to think about the foods. I don't want to think about food, period. I just want to eat when I'm hungry, and it be a non-issue. I want to eat foods that nourish me. I'm going to treat my body in the best possible way so that I can feel good, so that I can live a full life, so that I can put all that desire and energy onto much more important, bigger things. Because if chocolate and if food, if that's the best thing in your life, then there's bigger issues. And that's what happens, is that we really start to look at How do we create a life that is so rich and fulfilling that I don't need all that stuff? So we're going to talk about all of that in the Spring Clean Your Life Challenge. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about spring cleaning your mind, your thoughts. We're going to talk about your schedule and how you are in integrity with your schedule and how you're spending your time, and if you're wasting your time or if you're spending the time on things that really truly matter to you. And then we're going to talk about what you actually need to do to stabilize all those really positive changes in your life. Because again, we can make good changes for a short period of time when we're really inspired, when there's a challenge, when we're motivated. And then, especially right now, we're in spring. A lot of people right now are cleaning out their closets. They're super inspired to start exercising and get outside and make some healthy changes. But the problem is those changes aren't sustainable and they don't maintain them over the long term. So that's really what the aim is. The aim is to live a healthy lifestyle all the time and to not spend so much energy and thought thinking about it, but it just to happen automatically. Like for me, it just automatically happens that I don't smoke cigarettes. And I am now no more chocolate, no more sugar, and I don't feel deprived. So I'm going to teach you how. If you want to learn how, click the link and join. All right, I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.